Milfs Threesomes 12-pack, books 13 to 24. Milf Erotica Threesome Erotica, Anal Sex Erotica Lesbian Erotica. Written by Nicki Menage. Narrated by Kline. Greased. Milfs Threesomes 13. MFM Threesome Erotica. One of the problems with always riding a clunker was that it spent a lot of time in the shop. There was always something wrong with my piece of shit car, but it gave my husband, Deacon, a chance to test his talents at his garage. Regularly. He ran his shop independently until last year, when he enlisted the help of 19-year-old Tony, who he let loose on the less important jobs. "How long do you think it'll be, stud?" I asked Deke, leaning on his messy desk as he tended to that morning's admin.
"It should be ready by around 4.
I huffed and looked at my wristwatch. "If you get it ready by 3, I'll give you a real treat." Deke smiled.
"Is that right?"
I nodded and licked around my lips slowly. "I really need it for an interview."
"I'll see what I can do,"
he said. I blew him a kiss and bounced out of the door and into the morning sunshine. Thankfully, it wasn't too long of a walk home. I'd already let my future employers know that I might have to postpone the interview. I'd cited childcare issues, even though I had my mom for that. I guess it's not great to start a working relationship with a lie, but what else was I gonna do? For the rest of the day, I scanned the jobs pages in the local newspapers and online. I had a pretty wide skill set, but I was also ridiculously picky. I wasn't about to sacrifice parts of myself for a job that didn't interest me. Besides, with Deke's garage, there wasn't really much pressure. Thankfully, he earned enough for all of us, which meant I could be a little more precious with my choice of jobs. I was really lucky in that respect. When 3 o'clock started to approach, I took the short walk back to the garage. It was still hot out. I wore a pair of white jean shorts and sandals along with a light cornflower blue shirt. People always thought Deke and I was an odd couple, given our contrasting styles. He was almost completely covered in tattoos with an intimidating exterior that was often covered in grease. But I knew he was an absolute sweetheart deep down. Likewise, Tony had started to get himself inked. He was really taking after Deke in that regard. Sometimes I couldn't tell the two apart from behind. When I arrived, I could hear the regular blare of music coming from the radio, mixed with the occasional clicking of a socket wrench, and some cussing. I walked to the back room where my car was up on a jack. Deacon hadn't heard me. He was under the car on a roller with his legs sticking out, fixing whatever ailment my beater had this time. I opened my mouth to say something, but then had a naughty idea. I said I'd treat him if it was ready by 3, but I felt like treating him anyway. Deke and I often kept things exciting like that. Without a word, I put down my bag and knelt to the floor slowly. I was careful not to make a sound, but given the noise in the shop, I don't think it would have mattered. I guessed he'd sent Tony home early if my car was the only job. Deacon didn't even notice. I could still hear his wrench busily twisting beneath the car. It stopped when I put my hand right over his packet. "Relax," I hushed, rubbing slowly. I could feel him soft beneath, but as soon as I started to move over him, he woke right up. His cock always got stiff so quickly. It turned me on so much to know that I had that effect on him. "I said I'd treat you," I told him. His reply was drowned out by the noise of the radio. "Don't say anything," I told him. "Let me take care of you." I pushed his overalls down further. Deke regularly had them hanging down from his waist with a greasy vest on above. He only wore boxer shorts beneath. It got far too hot in the shop to wear anything else. Deke wriggled on the rollerboard and it shifted slightly. "Relax," I said again. "You don't have to move anywhere." I pulled down Deke's boxers and his fresh-cut cock sprang free. I barely took the time to drink it in. I was so ravenous for him. Instead, I pushed my lips right over it and sank his uncut cock into my mouth. I hummed on him and listened to the groan from beneath the car rise above the sound of the music. I dragged my lips back off him and looked underneath at Deke. He was staring straight up and had dropped the wrench. I smirked and then closed my eyes, injecting more passion into the blowjob. I wanted him to fill my mouth.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?